The sacrifices I've made this year have been pretty intense. But look, let's be honest, if I can help one person, it's basically all worthwhile. I sometimes look in the mirror and I don't know, I don't recognize myself. I feel like I've aged this year. Climbing 1,000,000 meters is fucking hard. I need a rester. The body and mind, I am looking forward to a break.
I got a feeling and I'm gonna feel it out. It got me shaking up and moving around. From the birches to the blacktop, we want it all, we want it all. From the first sip to the last drop, we want it all, we want it all.
G'day guys, my name is Jack Thompson and I am a professional ultra cyclist. For 2022, I have set about looking to climb 1,000,000 meters of elevation, and as part of that, I'm trying to complete 52 Everests throughout the year, all on different climbs. But the greater reason for this challenge is looking to raise €1,000,000 for 3 mental health charities around the globe. And I've suffered from mental health disorders all throughout my life, and as part of being a professional athlete, I want to give back and I want to help those that need help. And so in looking to raise €1,000,000, I hope to make a difference to the lives of others around the world. So the start of the year was great because no one knew what I was doing, and I had this idea that I wasn't going to say anything. For the first couple of months, and I wanted to try and build a little bit of hype. Like, I wanted people to check Strava and think, what is he actually doing? Like, he's doing an Everest every week, he's done 20,000 meters of elevation every week. Like, what is the bigger picture here? It was good because I didn't have any pressure on me. It was difficult, don't get me wrong, but I was fresh and I was motivated because I was excited at the idea of, coming out with what I was actually doing. I was feeling pretty good, to be honest. Like, sure, I'd done a few Everests and I'd done a fair bit of vert, but it was only warming up, and I still knew that I had a lot to go, and I was also very excited by what was still to come. And I think both physically and mentally I was doing pretty good. And so week after week I was essentially growing as a person. I was watching the elevation disappear. I was getting closer and closer to my goal. There was so much positive energy. I had some travel planned for later in the year. I was excited at the idea of that and what that all meant. It was good times. The difficulty in the beginning of the year was I just didn't really have a routine as far as Everesting goes. Be that what I take to an Everest, be that what I eat the night before, be that what I eat on the day of the Everest. Even just clothing changes, I get hot and I get cold, and so I need to change clothes regularly, especially in the colder months. Throughout the year I've developed that routine, and touch wood, the Everests have become easier. The Everest is almost one of the easier days of the week because it's at the end of the week. At the beginning of the week, I'm thinking about the Everest, I'm thinking about the 3 or 4 days I have beforehand where I'm on the bike for 4 or 5 hours, and I'm trying to plan where I'm doing the Everest. Once I actually get to the Everest, it almost feels like all of the hard work's done. I have one long day, and then I have an easy day and a day off. I think the biggest thing I've realized these last 3 months is that I'm climbing the same climbs and I'm riding the same roads over and over and over again, and I'm actually sick of it. I need a bit of a change, and I had a bit of a chat with my coach and I explained this to him, and he said, I think you need to go and explore a little bit and sort of bring yourself back to why you enjoy riding a bike, which is that sense of freedom. And today's a bit of a luxury. Normally we're up at 6 in the morning to get going these days, and I think on Spanish time today, 10:30, and I haven't even rolled out. Yeah. Spring is here, the sun's out, and it's just given me a new sense on life.
I don't memorize, I don't analyze, I just feel alright when I'm getting tossed in the waves.
This is a little secret. Australian secret. Bit of Vegemite, bit of B12, yeast extract. It's horsepower. Living in Girona has been great for this challenge because I do have access to a number of really good climbs. Believe it or not, like none of the climbs here are really big climbs. And that's something I realized once I started this. Like I was doing a lot of repeats on shorter climbs. And at times I wished I'd love a climb where I could climb for 800-900 meters just because, mentally it's easier to do 4 climbs than it is to do 40 climbs. Things started to become a little bit difficult when we started to plan the travel.
Are you guys ready? Gravel grinders, volunteers, everybody, we appreciate you. We appreciate you having us.
I'm feeling pretty buckled, to be honest.
There's bread and stuff if you want it.
In Quincy, a little town in the Los Sierras, and we're here for Everest number 22 for the year. Just getting ready. Billy's getting his stuff sorted. Billy's from Raval, first time we've actually connected, and we're going to do an Everest together, so we're going to get well acquainted.
How many Everests have you done before, Billy?
This will be technically my 3rd, but really my 4th. I'll consider this my real first one. The other ones were a little bit too casual and loose. This is, we're gonna go all the way by the numbers on this one. Can't have Jack come this close to where I live and not have us Everest together.
Just 22, about to kick off. I'm going to look a little bit more tired in a few hours' time, but we'll be right. We'll get it done.
16 repeats up this crazy thing. I think it'll be a good time.
We are 4,000 meters into the Everest, having our first little stop of the day. We've got some chicken sandwiches, some Coke, and Billy's secret weapon, the M&Ms. Try and knock out another 2,000 or 3,000 meters, and then we're on the homeward stretch.
at a pretty unfortunate part of the day here. We just hit a little over 10K, and I blew my knee out a couple weeks ago, and I've been kind of holding it together in the hopes that I'd be able to push it through this. And I don't think that it's going to stay in the stocket to complete this sucker, which sucks because I have a broken spacesuit. Watching Jack just rip through this is unbelievable. Whole nother level. His spacesuit is not broken. It is in great condition, and he is ripping through this thing. So,
Man, good to ride some laps, huh?
good to ride some laps.
Bored, to be fair. No, it's alright. Getting a bit windy up here. Bit of a bummer that Billy had to call it quits, so out here pushing through it alone.
It's the only one you get. No one's ever been to the other side and back. Just keep looking up to the stars.
There we go, that's a wrap. 8889, Android, bush. Happy days.
How many reps did you do?
It was 23 reps in the end. Fuck, it was a pretty hard one actually. I reckon that altitude probably, even though it's only like 1700 at the top, I reckon I'm not really used to it, so it's giving me a bit of a bang around, and I noticed like the breathing was a bit heavy at the top, and yeah, good to be done on that one. I need to go for a little swim in the river. I'm feeling pretty buckled, to be honest. This morning especially. I think these last 6 months have taken a bit of a toll on the body. Like, I know the jet lag to begin with was really hard to adjust to. I wasn't hungry because my body clock was telling me it was, you know, the middle of the night and I'm trying to fuel up for an Everest. Although it's been great to be, you know, somewhere new and explore a little bit. You know, sleeping in a tent and then getting up and Everesting is, yeah, taking a bit of a toll on its body, and you can probably see looking at me that I'm looking a little aged. I feel alone at times, especially when I'm, you know, at home and I've got to get up at 5 in the morning and start at 6 alone. And am I going to want to ride a bike again after this? Sure, I will, but how long will it take? Yeah, I definitely love the feeling of like when I tick over 8848, and every single time I almost, like, I cheer to myself. I say like, fuck yeah, like you've done another one. But I think that novelty is wearing off a little bit. And the idea that by me suffering from a year, we can change lives of other people is, yeah, like a shining light at the end. What keeps me going, I think it's, like, I lived a previous life to this, and then, oh, it's fucking hard. I don't want to go back there. But if I can change it for someone else, then it's worthwhile. That'll get us through. If I can change the life of somebody else or a group of people, then it's all worthwhile. Yeah, so the thing with this year is it's never just one thing that causes me an issue. it's the culmination of things. And this year it's like the culmination of fatigue, the culmination of all the small things going wrong, coupled with the fatigue. And I'm one of these people that if I can get slightly ahead, like I'll take that, like I'll do an extra 10 meters because I know that's 10 meters I won't have to do at the end. And so for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 weeks, I decided I was gonna do an extra couple of 1,000 meters every single week because I wanted to finish early. Like I just wanted to get this done. And I basically got sick, like really sick, and couldn't ride for 5 days. And every day I was just counting and like calculating, and like I'm always doing maths in my mind, but like it was like maths on steroids because I was like, I'm now a day behind, which means I'm gonna have to make up that day spread across 7 days. Like it, you know, it's really hard when you've been working on something for so long and you've spent so much time and energy to try and get ahead, to then suddenly lose that. The toll of this year, both physically, mentally, like 20,000 meters a week is a big week for anyone. Like, if I look at some of the statistics this year, and I talk to my doctor and coaches around me around some of the statistics that, you know, I've done on the bike this year, like they don't believe it's possible. Like the training stress score week after week is more every single week than a rider riding the Tour de France. So like I've essentially ridden more than 52 weeks worth of Tour de France if we look at the training stress score and the stress on my body. Whether that has a long-term toll, I don't know. Like I do everything I can to take care of my body, and you know, I see a doctor every 2 weeks for blood tests to make sure things are on track, and like, you know, I don't abuse the body, but like this has been seriously hard on my body this year. I am really looking forward to some rest. Like I love doing it, but it's not sustainable. And you know, like I have sponsors that support me, and you know, that's amazing that I have the ability to actually do what I do. But at some point there needs to be a line drawn in the sand where it's like people need to respect that I can't keep doing this.
We've done something terrible. Can't help it. We're just animals.
Like I'm excited at the moment. I've got 4 weeks left. It's the first time all year I've literally been able to visualize every week until the end of the year, you know? Like I know that next week I'm going to Tenerife. The week after I'm going to do a double Everest in Girona. The week after that I'm going to Australia, and then I have 1 week in Australia, which is hopefully all about, you know, seeing family, friends, and some chill rides in the sun. Well, we're in the middle of a hurricane somewhere in France. We're at the base of a climb called the Monetarily, and it's the 21st of December, final Everest for the year. So I haven't done this climb before, and the guys came up yesterday to check it out, so looking forward to getting up to the top because the views are amazing. I reckon if the wind's blowing me up the hill, I reckon it'll be about 7 hours. And if the wind stops, I reckon it'll be around 10 hours, so pretty standard at Everest. It's about 10% average, 2.5k. Good luck. Thanks, Nick. See you up there, see you down here too. pretty windy, eh? Yeah. Super.
How's it going?
It's windy, huh? Super windy. I'm like a third of the way through. Whew. This is the end. Feels good. Oh, mate!
In a flash of smoke, your only hope evaporates up into the ether. They act like murder clues, staring back at you like puzzle pieces that you can't put together. But you try it anyway, hoping something's gonna change. Are you tiptoeing around the edge of this neighborhood? You thought that it looked like fun to fall in. The card up your sleeve, the one you're hiding from me, is slipping through the hole in your pocket. There's a book on the shelf with a velvet cover, but the author's name I just can't remember. A story of you and me, some other galaxy, transcending to another.
One more. One more. Fucking one more.
Cut my heart and open wide. There's a fever in my lungs tonight. Spill my guts and feed 'em all on the pain that I've kept covered up. On the pain that I've kept covered up.
Fucking come on!
50 fucking 2!
Hold us tighter, then watch us fall. Holy Spirit, redeem us all.
Oh,
Hold us tighter, then watch us fall.
oh, fuck. Oh,
But now you're gone.
oh, that last one was so emotional. Fucking did it. Oh, 52 Everest, 52 climbs, 51 weeks. Oh, fucking feels good, huh? Oh, we're going like through a roller coaster up the last one, thinking about everything throughout the year, and feels so good, like a sense of satisfaction. The 8848. I just need 110 more to get 9,000. So I'm just hell. Hard to believe. Let me get this last bit, then we can fucking
Celebrate.
Ew.
Hold us tighter,
Meters.
then watch us fall. I thought I knew you, but now you're gone.
So the Everesting component is now complete. So the hardest part is done. I've got 5,000 meters still to climb. I've got a week to do it. Heading back to Australia on Friday, and I'm gonna complete things back home. It's been 3 years since I've been back, so looking forward to finishing things off on home turf. So here I am, 3 hours south of Perth in a small country town, Yallingup. I've finished the year's challenge. I'm no longer with the film crew, but enjoying the Aussie sun. So we got back to Australia on the 24th of December, and I have to be honest, like I had 5,000 meters still to climb. I had the final ride set up for the 29th of December, but I just sort of had to get it done before that date because I was cautious that I could get sick at any time. You know, I could crash at any time, like anything can happen, and being so close, I just wanted to get it done. So I went out with my dad on Christmas morning and logged 1,500 meters on a local little climb. And then the following day, I logged another 3,000 meters. And then I only had 500 meters left to climb. So I basically went and logged that 500 meters, got it done, was there with my dad. A pretty nice moment to sort of wrap it all up. I went into that last ride with everyone in Perth. 200 odd people came out to join me, and we rode on a local climb that I grew up riding on, grew up training on, Raybold Hill. And I seem to remember it being a whole lot longer than what it actually was. But we rolled out from the local specialised dealer, 200 of us to the base of the climb. All the riders basically went up the climb before I got there, and they lined the side of the roads. And then I did 3 laps of the climb with the people on the side of the roads. It was pretty surreal. Felt like I was doing my own little grand tour. And then, yeah, just like that, it was over. And we rolled back down the hill, back to the bike shop, some Q&A, and like just like that, 1,000,000 meters done. Surreal, didn't really sink in at the time, still hasn't really sunk in.
Fuck, mate. I honestly don't know how I've done it. Like 52 fucking weeks.
She who keeps you standing round. Take your pick now. Wind cry echoes to an open door. Feed a cold prey, just settle in, wait out the rain and play that. Won't you come on and play that simple?